The night of April 14th, 1912, unfolds with an unusual stillness over the Atlantic Ocean. The sea lies flat, like a sheet of glass, reflecting the cold, star-studded sky. The Titanic, the grandest ship ever built, glides forward with majestic confidence, its lights glowing warmly against the dark emptiness around it. On deck, passengers stroll under the night sky, some wrapped in blankets, some sipping tea, others sharing laughter. Children run about, playing, their voices echoing faintly in the night air. Inside the grand halls, music and conversation flow freely. The ship is alive with a sense of luxury and security. People feel untouchable, safe aboard this floating palace. But beneath this calm, danger lurks unseen. The ocean hides a sleeping giant, an iceberg. The lookout's bell rings sharply. Iceberg, right ahead! The shout slices through the night. Officers rush, the wheel spins, and engines roar in reverse. The ship shudders violently as its starboard side scrapes against the iceberg. Steel groans, rivets snap, and the sound of tearing metal echoes like thunder across the decks. At first, many passengers hardly notice. Some feel only a faint vibration. Others ask curiously, "What was that?" A few return to their games of cards and drinks, unconcerned. In the boiler rooms, however, chaos erupts. Water floods in, fast and merciless. Firemen and engineers shout. Struggling to escape as compartments fill one after another. Above, the officers assess the damage. The truth is grim. 5 compartments are breached. Titanic is doomed. Slowly, almost silently, the bow begins to dip into the sea. Yet, passengers remain calm. They chat, laugh nervously, or brush it off as a minor accident. Sailors begin preparing lifeboats, but few take them seriously. The ship, after all, was said to be unsinkable. But as the minutes tick by, a quiet fear spreads. The deck tilts ever so slightly. Water sloshes in hallways. Doors refuse to close as the sea forces its way inside. The Titanic's fate is sealed, though many still do not realize it. The band begins to play softly on deck, their music meant to comfort, to soothe rising fears. The sound of violins drifts into the night, mixing with the cold wind. Some passengers smile at the gesture, still refusing to believe that death is near. But whispers travel fast. The ship is sinking. Slowly, panic begins to bloom. Part 2. The final hours in sinking last 15 minutes. The calm is gone. The bow is dipping lower, water rushing faster, and the ship groans with each passing minute. Passengers rush onto the deck, clutching blankets, bags, and loved ones. The air fills with confusion, shouting, and the cries of children. Women and children first. The command spreads across the ship. Lifeboats swing over the sides, lowered shakily into the freezing black ocean. Mothers sob as they step inside, clutching their children, looking back at husbands they will never see again. Some men step back bravely, others argue, begging for a place. The separation of families becomes a living nightmare. The band still plays, their sorrowful tune echoing to the chaos, defiant against fear. Couples embrace tightly, refusing to part. Strangers hold hands in prayer. The night is filled with both love and terror. Suddenly, a deafening crack shatters the air. Titanic groans as her steel skeleton begins to give way. The bow sinks deeper, pulling the stern upward into the sky. People lose balance, sliding down the tilting decks. Some jump into the sea, their screams swallowed instantly by the icy water. With a thunderous roar, the ship breaks in half. Sparks fly, lights flicker, and the bow disappears into the ocean's depths, dragging dozens with it. The stern crashes back onto the water for a brief, violent moment of silence. Then, slowly, it begins to rise again, standing nearly vertical against the stars. Passengers cling to railings, staircases, each other, anything to avoid the inevitable fall. Their faces are pale with terror, yet some whisper prayers, some close their eyes, waiting for the end. One by one, they fall, swallowed by the dark Atlantic. The stern hangs for a moment longer, then with a final groan, it slips beneath the waves. The mighty Titanic, pride of human achievement, is gone forever. Now the night belongs to the sea. Hundreds thrash in the freezing water, their cries piercing the darkness. "Help us! Please!" Voices call, desperate and fading. Within minutes, many grow silent as the cold steals their lives. Others cling to floating debris, fighting against impossible odds. Far away, lifeboats float silently. Survivors stare back, faces pale with horror, listening to the chorus of voices fade into nothing. Above, the stars shine coldly, indifferent, as if nothing has happened. And so ends the Titanic, swallowed by the sea, but never by memory. For those who lived, the sound of that night, the cries, the music, the silence, would haunt them forever.